Have you ever looked in the mirror and thought to yourself, I just don't feel as strong as I used to? Maybe you've noticed your body moving a little slower, or you get tired more easily doing things. That once felt simple. It's a natural part of aging, sure, but what if I told you there's something simple you can do right now that doesn't just help you feel stronger, it could also help protect you from something far more serious? We're talking about cancer. Yes, that word none of us want to hear, but too many of us have had to face, whether in our own journey or through someone we love. Now here's the uplifting news. New research from Edith Cowan University in Australia has shown that a very specific kind of exercise can reduce the ability of cancer cells to grow by up to 30%. That's not a small number. That's a life-changing number. So today, we're diving into exactly what that exercise is, why it matters so much after 60, and how you can start doing it right in your own living room. No gym, no fancy equipment, no pressure. Just you, your breath, and a decision to move with purpose. You see, as we age, many of us are told to slow down. Take it easy. Avoid strain. And yes, rest and care are important, but not at the expense of movement. In fact, staying still might be the very thing that's stealing your energy, your independence, and even your health. But we're not here to fear that. We're here to flip the script. Because your body is still capable of building strength, resilience, and vitality more than you may think. The type of exercise we're talking about is called resistance training. It's also known as strength training. But don't let the term scare you. This isn't about lifting heavy weights like bodybuilders or doing pull-ups at the gym. Resistance training can be as gentle and simple as using your own body weight, a resistance band, or even lifting a can of soup in each hand. So why does this kind of exercise help so much, especially when it comes to fighting off cancer cells? Well, researchers at Edith Cowan University found that when people over 60 engage in regular resistance training, their muscles begin releasing natural substances called myokines into the bloodstream. Think of myokines as little chemical messengers sent out by your muscles when they're active. And what do? Among many powerful things, they can help suppress the growth of cancer cells. That's right. Your muscles aren't just for moving you, they're working behind the scenes to protect you. And here's the best part. You don't have to become an athlete to get these benefits. You just have to start. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine waking up in the morning and doing just 10 minutes of gentle resistance movements. Maybe standing up and sitting down from a chair several times, holding onto the kitchen counter as you do simple calf raises, or doing slow arm curls with a water bottle. That's resistance training. And that's enough to tell your muscles, hey, I'm still here. I still want to fight for my health. One of the most beautiful stories I've heard recently was from a woman named Margaret, 72 years old, who started doing a 5-minute resistance routine every morning while the kettle boiled. Just 5 minutes. Within 2 weeks, she noticed she could climb stairs without holding the railing. A month later, her doctor told her she had better balance and more stable blood sugar. But the best part? She told me, I finally felt like my body was on my side again. And that's exactly what we want for you too. Now, I know starting something new can be intimidating, especially if you're not used to thinking of yourself as someone who exercises. But let's change the word. This isn't about exercise. It's about empowerment. About giving your body the movement it craves so it can take care of you in return. That's a fair trade, isn't it? Let's talk about the simplest move. You can start with the sit to stand. It's exactly what it sounds like. You find a sturdy chair, sit down, then stand up without using your hands if possible. Then sit again. Try doing that 5 times. If it feels easy, do 5 more. If it's hard, start with 2. There's no judgment here, just progress. Every time you do it, you're not only building leg strength, you're sending those myokines out to do their job. And by the way, this isn't just about cancer prevention. Strength training after 60 has also been shown to reduce the risk of falls, improve bone density, support brain health, and even boost your mood. There's something deeply satisfying about knowing you're taking back control, one small step at a time. You may be thinking, but I have arthritis, or I haven't moved much in years. That's okay. That's exactly why we start small. You can modify every move. You can sit and do arm exercises. You can lie down and do leg lifts. The point is your body still responds. Even if you're starting from scratch, you're not behind. You're beginning. Another easy way to bring resistance into your day? Use a resistance band. They're lightweight, inexpensive, and incredibly gentle on your joints. You can wrap one around your hands and pull gently, or step on it, and do bicep curls while watching your favorite show. It doesn't have to be boring or painful. It can be empowering and even enjoyable. This is your moment to shift the story, to stop thinking of aging as a slow decline, and start seeing it as a new chapter filled with strength, movement, and surprising resilience. Your muscles are ready to fight for you. You just have to give them the cue. And here's a thought I'd like to leave you with today. What if every time you moved, you were giving your body a message that said, I'm not done yet? That's what resistance training does. It sends a message not just to your muscles, but to every cell in your body that you are still in the game. So now that you've got that powerful image in your mind that every movement you make tells your body, I'm not done yet, let's build on that. Because once you start moving with intention, something interesting happens. Your body begins to respond. You might feel it in small ways at first, a little less stiffness in the morning, a steadier walk to the mailbox, or the surprising joy of getting up from a chair without grunting. But here's the thing most people don't tell you: you'll also feel it emotionally. Because resistance training doesn't just strengthen your muscles. It strengthens your confidence. I've seen it again and again. Someone starts with just 5 minutes a day. At first, they think it's too small to matter. But then, they start carrying groceries without needing help. They walk a little taller. Their grandkids say, "Wow, Grandpa, you're strong." That's not just physical. That's pride. That's independence. And that brings us to another powerful move you can try: wall push-ups. Now, I know, push-up might sound like something best left to the young folks, but hear me out. Wall push-ups are gentle, safe, and incredibly effective for building upper body strength, especially in the arms, chest, and shoulders. Here's how to do it. Stand about arm's length from a wall. Place your hands on the wall at shoulder height. Slowly bend your elbows and lean in, keeping your body straight like a plank. Then push back to your starting position. That's it. No floor, no strain. Just smooth, steady strength building. And just like with the sit to stand, start with 5. Work up to 10. And celebrate every rep, because every rep is a message of life, not decline. You might be wondering, how often should I do this kind of exercise? The good news is, you don't need to do it every day. Researchers recommend 2 to 3 times a week of resistance training for older adults. That's it. And you don't even have to do a full workout. Each time, you can split it up: 5 minutes in the morning, 5 in the afternoon. It all adds up. Let's imagine a little routine, something you can do without equipment, without stress. You wake up, stretch your arms overhead, good morning muscles. Then you do 5 sit-to-stands. While brushing your teeth, you hold a bottle of water in each hand and gently curl your arms. After breakfast, you press your hands into the wall for some push-ups. Maybe you add a few side leg lifts while waiting for the kettle to boil. That's resistance training. That's your quiet rebellion against aging. Now, I know some folks think, but I already walk every day. Isn't that enough? Walking is wonderful. Truly. It helps your heart, your joints, your mental clarity. But walking is aerobic exercise. It gets your blood flowing, but it doesn't challenge your muscles to resist. And it's that resistance, those small moments where you push, lift, or hold, that activate those powerful myokines we talked about earlier. The cancer-fighting, energy-restoring, age-defying myokines. Think of it like this. Walking keeps the engine running. Resistance training upgrades the engine. And here's where things get even more interesting. The researchers in Australia didn't just guess this might work, they tested it in real people. In one study, they had cancer patients engage in regular strength training. After just 12 weeks, blood samples taken before and after the training showed a remarkable difference. The blood taken after the resistance training had a 30% reduced capacity to grow cancer cells in. Lab tests. That's not a theory. That's biology. That's your own body becoming a force of healing. Let that sink in for a moment. You don't need a pill. You don't need a surgery. You have access to your own medicine cabinet, built into your body. And the key to unlocking it is movement. Now let's talk about another easy movement. Seated leg extensions. Perfect for when you're watching TV or reading. Sit on a sturdy chair, back straight, feet flat on the floor. Slowly lift one leg out straight. Hold for a second or two, then lower it back down. Switch legs. Feel that little burn in your thigh. That's your muscles saying, "Thank you for not forgetting me." And while we're talking about thanking our bodies, let me encourage you to shift your mindset a little. Instead of thinking, "I have to do this," try thinking, "I get to do this. I get to move. I get to try. I get to give my body the tools it needs to keep me independent, active, and free." Because here's something no one tells us when we get older. Strength is still yours to build. It's not too late. You didn't miss the window. Your muscles don't care if you're 40 or 70 or 85. They will respond. And every time you show up, they will show up for you in return. I once met a gentleman named Harold, 82 years young, with a grin that could light up a room. He started resistance training with simple bands at home after a scare with his balance. Within a few months, not only did his balance improve, but he told me, "I feel like my arms and legs woke up. I even sleep better at night." That's the power of consistent, gentle strength. And if you're still doubting yourself, thinking, "I'm too old," or "I've never done anything like this before," let me offer this. The hardest part is just starting. The rest is momentum. One small move, one simple step, one gentle push, and then another, and another. Before you know it, you're not just getting stronger, you're living with intention again. Because resistance training is more than just movement. It's a declaration, a decision, a quiet but powerful statement that says, "I am still in charge of my body. I still choose strength." And if all you do today is take that first step, then that's more than enough. Now, if you're still with me, and I believe you are, then you've already done something amazing. You've shown curiosity. You've opened your mind to possibility. And that's the first step in changing your health and your life. You've learned how resistance training doesn't just build strength, it builds protection. Protection from weakness, protection from falls, and yes, even protection from cancer cells. So let's talk about one more move you can add to your routine. This one's a favorite of mine because it engages both your mind and your body. It's called the step back lunge, but don't worry, we're going to simplify it for safety and comfort. Stand behind a chair, hands lightly holding the back for balance. Take a small step backward with one foot, then bend both knees just a little, don't go low. The movement should be gentle, like a polite bow. Then return to standing. Switch legs. What this does is activate your thighs, hips, glutes, and even your core. It helps build stability and strength in the muscles that support your walking, standing, and climbing stairs. And here's the bonus. The more you engage these muscles, the more myokines your body releases. The same ones that were shown to reduce cancer cell growth by up to 30% in the Edith Cowan University study. You're not just building muscle, you're sending out your body's internal defense team. Now, I want to pause here for a moment, not to rest your legs, but to speak to your heart. You've lived through a lot. You've raised families, built careers, navigated challenges, and witnessed a world that changes fast. And sometimes, in the middle of all that, you may have forgotten just how much power still lives inside you. This isn't about six-pack abs or running marathons. This is about preserving your freedom, your dignity, and your ability to live life on your own terms. You don't need to compete with anyone. You don't need to look a certain way. You only need to move consistently and kindly. That's it. And every time you do, you're choosing life. You're choosing to pick up your own groceries a little longer. You're choosing to walk with your grandkids without needing help. You're choosing to rise from a chair without fear. That's real power. That's what resistance training offers you. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you that progress is not about perfection. Some days, your joints may feel stiff. Some days, motivation will be low. And that's okay. What matters most is consistency over intensity. 5 minutes done every week is better than 1 hour done once a year. Let this become part of your rhythm, like brushing your teeth or making your morning tea. And don't be afraid to make it enjoyable. Put on your favorite music while you move. Invite a friend or your partner to join. Track your progress in a notebook, not to compare, but to celebrate. Because every squat, every push, every curl, every step back, it all counts. You are literally rewriting the story your body tells every day. I'd also encourage you to speak with your doctor before starting, especially if you have existing conditions. Not to scare you, but to ensure that you can modify the movements in ways that are safe and supportive. There's no shame in going slow. In fact, going slow often means you're doing it right. So where do we go from here? You've got the knowledge. You know that resistance training is one of the most powerful tools to support healthy aging. You know that it can release myokines that fight cancer cell growth. You've learned movements that can be done from a chair, at a wall, or even while waiting for the microwave. You've heard the stories of Margaret, Harold, and so many others who took one small step and found a new spark of life on the other side. But now it's your turn. It's your story. What will you do today that your future self will thank you for? Maybe it starts with standing up from your chair 5 times before lunch. Maybe it's holding that water bottle and doing a few gentle curls. Maybe it's simply deciding, I want to feel stronger. I'm ready. And if you've made it this far into the video, I want you to pause and give yourself credit. Because this wasn't just a video. This was a conversation, a reminder that you are not powerless. Your body may have changed, but it is still capable of renewal, of strength, of growth. So here's what I'd love for you to do next. Take a moment to leave a comment below and share something you're going to try. Maybe it's the wall push-ups. Maybe it's your own story of starting again. Let's build a community of strength right here in the comments, because when we share, we support. And when we support, we thrive. If this video made you feel inspired, even just a little, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more people find this message and maybe change their life too. And if you want more videos like this on aging with confidence, living with purpose, and staying strong in every season, don't forget to subscribe. We've got so many encouraging, practical conversations coming your way. But for now, I want to leave you with this thought. Aging is not the end of strength. It's the beginning of a deeper kind of strength, the kind that comes from courage, consistency, and self-respect. And you, my friend, have all of that already inside you. So go ahead, stand up tall, move with intention, and remember, your muscles aren't giving up on you. Don't give up on them. Here's to living your strongest life at any age. Now, if you've stayed with me through this entire journey, I want you to take a deep breath and smile, because what you've just done is more powerful than you might realize. You didn't just watch a video. You made a decision. You decided to learn. You decided to listen. You decided that your health, your energy, your independence are still worth fighting for. That's no small thing. In fact, it might just be the most important choice you've made. This year, let's take a moment to reflect on what this choice really means. You now know that resistance training, a simple, consistent practice, has the ability to do something profound. Help your body fight the growth of cancer cells. That's what researchers from Edith Cowan University in Australia discovered. With as little as 12 weeks of consistent resistance exercise, participants produced blood with significantly reduced cancer cell growth potential by up to 30%. That's not hype. That's not a miracle. That's science. and it's within your reach. But here's something just as powerful that no study can measure: the change in how you feel when you start showing up for yourself again. Because this journey isn't only about the body. It's also about the spirit. It's about getting up in the morning and feeling like you are in charge of your day, not just drifting through it. It's about reclaiming the sense of control that sometimes slips away as the years pass. It's about knowing, deep down, that you still have a say in how your life unfolds from here. And that say begins with movement. I want you to imagine something with me. Imagine 6 months from now. You've been doing your 5-minute resistance routine every other day. Nothing fancy. No gym. No heavy lifting. Just your chair, your wall, your breath, and your will. Your balance has improved. You're steadier on your feet. You notice you don't get as tired walking to the mailbox. Maybe your doctor smiles and says, "Whatever you're doing, keep it up." Your grandchild says, "Wow, Grandma, you're fast." You look in the mirror not to see what's changed, but to see what's still here: resilience, pride, strength. The kind of strength that isn't flashy, but shows up when it matters most. That is your future, and it begins today. Now, I know we live in a world that's obsessed with youth. Everywhere you look, someone's selling a cream or a shake or a magic solution to turn back time. But what if you didn't need to go backward? What if forward is even better? Because forward means owning your age. It means seeing every wrinkle not as something to hide, but as proof that you've lived and still have so much life left to live. Forward means waking up and moving, not to chase youth, but to embrace vitality. And resistance training, this beautiful, quiet, powerful practice, is one of the purest expressions of that. It doesn't just build muscle. It builds belief. Belief that you are not fragile. Belief that strength didn't leave you behind. Belief that you are still becoming, still growing, still evolving at 60, 70, 80, and beyond. So if today is the day you take your first step, know this: you are not starting from zero. You are starting from experience, wisdom, and a life full of stories. And now, you're adding strength to the next chapter. Maybe your journey starts with just one move. Maybe today, it's standing up from a chair 10 times. Tomorrow, maybe you add in those wall push-ups. Next week, a resistance band arrives in the mail, and you try something new. Before long, you're building a rhythm, a ritual, a relationship with your own body again. And don't do it alone. Share your journey. Tell a friend. Invite your spouse. Start a little club. Or just come back to this video whenever you need a gentle nudge. And I'll be here to remind you, you can do this. You are doing this. Your muscles are listening. Your cells are listening. Your whole life is listening. So speak clearly. With every move you make, I am not done yet. I choose strength. I choose life. And if you're feeling inspired right now, don't let it pass. Let this be your moment. Click like. Leave a comment below and tell us, what's the first move you're going to try? Your words might just inspire someone else who's hesitating. Someone who needs to hear, if they can do it, so can I. And if you want more encouragement like this, more conversations that respect your age, your journey, and your potential, subscribe to the channel. This isn't just a place to watch videos. It's a place to belong. A community of strength. One last thing, from my heart to yours. You are not too old. You are not too late. You are not past your prime. You are in your prime of choice, of wisdom, of intention. And every time you move, every time you resist gravity, you are choosing to rise.